you all? I hope you all are good and enthusiastic towards your studies. Myself, Teacher Parul, welcomes you all in the science class. So, my dear students, today we are going to begin with a new chapter, that is chapter 4, Materials, Metals and Non-Metals, part 1. In previous video, I have already completed chapter 3. I hope you have understood that chapter very well. Now, my dear students, let us move ahead with our science studies. So, let us move ahead with a new chapter, that is chapter 4, Materials, Metals and Non-Metals. So, firstly, let us see in this lesson what you are going to see. So, in this lesson, my dear students, you are going to learn about metals. What are metals? What are non-metals? You are going to see the physical properties of metals and the physical properties of the non-metals. You are even going to learn about the chemical properties of metals and chemical properties of non-metals. Different type of chemical properties of metals and non-metals. And the last topic of this lesson is uses of these metals and the non-metals. So my dear students, in this video, we are going to begin with the following topics. So let's see that what we are going to see in this video. So here are the topics which we are going to see in this video, that is introduction to metals and non-metals, what are metals and what are non-metals, physical properties of metals and physical properties of non-metals. So my dear students, let us begin with that. So what are metals? Metals are the minerals or the substances that form naturally under the surface of the earth, below the surface of the earth. Okay, most of the metal, they are lustrous, means they are shiny. Okay, metals are inorganic, which means they are made up of substances that were never alive. Okay, they are inorganic, means they are made from the substances which are never alive. Okay, they are not made from any living things, they are not made from any decaying, dead and decaying of any plants or animals. Okay, metals are natural compounds of the earth crust, in which they are generally found in the form of the metal ores. Okay, associated both with each other and with many other different type of the elements. They are also naturally present in the rocks washed by the surface water and groundwater in the atmospheric dust. Okay, they are even present in the groundwater or in the surface of the water. Okay. They are also naturally occurring, which is present in the rocks washed by the surface of the water, or it is even washed by the groundwater in the atmospheric dust. I hope you have understood about the metals and where it is found. Now we will see different kind of the properties and types of metals. So here are different types of metals. Okay, now you will think that what is this? Okay, so this chart is the periodic table, my dear students. This chart is the periodic table in which metals, non-metals and metalloids are present. So this periodic table you are going to learn in detail in your higher standards, that is in standard 10th and 9th. Okay, so now we will just see, this is the periodic table, and most of the thing is the metals in the periodic table, as you can see. Okay, now see, the red colored thing is all are the metals. Okay, and the blue is the non-metals. Okay, I will tell you about non-metals also, what are non-metals. Okay, and the yellow color, that are only 6, that are the metalloids. Okay, that are the metalloids. So what are these metalloids? Metalloids are intermediate between those metals and non-metals. Okay, sometimes metalloids, they are also known as semi-metals. Okay, so as you can see, the periodic table is full with metals, only few portion is of non-metals, and only little part is of the metalloids. Metalloids are the intermediate between metals and the non-metals. Sometimes this metalloids, it is also known as semi-metals. Okay, now my dear students, let us learn in detail about this metals, non-metals and metalloids. What are metals? Just now we have seen, now we will learn more about the metals metals, then we'll go to the non-metals. Okay, so let us begin with that. So let us learn in more about the metals. Okay, so metal is very strong and durable and therefore is used to make many things. Okay, so the metal, it is strong and it is long lasting, durable. Okay, these are used for making automobiles, satellites, cooking utensils and many more things. Okay, most of the metals, they are hard, but some are not. Okay, it is not necessary that all the metals are very strong and very hard. Okay, few metals are soft. Okay, not too soft also, but they are soft. Okay, so sodium and potassium are such type of the metals that can be cut by knife, whereas mercury is a liquid metal at room temperature. Okay, iron is solid in nature. So these were about the examples of the few examples of the metals. Okay, now we are going to see the soft metals. Okay, the cutting of the soft metals. So my dear students, here is the cutting of the sodium metal. As you can see, metals are hard, but few metals, they are a little bit soft. This was the cutting of the sodium metal. Now we are going to see the cutting of the potassium metal. Okay, potassium is again a soft metal. Okay, as you can see, it is stored under the mineral water. Here is the cutting of the potassium metal. As metals are lustrous, as you can see, it is shining. Okay, see, this is the potassium metal. I hope till here it is clear. Here are few more examples of the metals, as you can see in the image. Here are few more examples of the metals. As you can see, metals are there and where they are used, that is shown. Okay, first you can see the gold. Okay, gold, it is melted, beaten into thin sheet and ornaments are prepared. Even of silvers. Okay, many examples are given. You can see mercury. Mercury is a liquid metal. Okay, so as you can see, with the help of the mercury, thermometer is prepared. Okay, as you can see here. So many different metals are there and many different things are made from the metals. Okay, they are beaten, they are heated, they are converted into thin sheet. Okay, so as metals are hard, they are beaten, they are converted into thin sheet to make different things of it. I hope till here it is clear to you. Now let us see what are non-metals. So, non-metals are the elements which form negative ions by accepting or gaining the electrons. Okay, non-metals, they are the element which form by the negative ions. Okay, why they are negative ions? Because they are accepting or they are gaining electrons from the other things. Okay, non-metals usually have 4, 5, 6 or 7 electrons in the outermost shell, so they need to take, gain or accept from others. Okay, non-metals are those which lack all the metallic attributes. Okay, non-metals, they lack whatever properties of metals are there, they lack everything. They are good insulators of heat and electricity. They are mostly gases and sometimes liquid. Okay, the metals, they are mostly gases and sometimes they are liquid. Okay, some they are even solid at room temperature. Okay, some of the metals, they are even solid at room temperature, that are carbon, sulfur and phosphorus. Okay, I hope till here it is clear to you. Now let us see the images of these non-metals. Examples of non-metals: sulfur, carbon, oxygen, bromine. Again, carbon, sulfur, red phosphorus. All are the examples of non-metals. My dear students, let us move ahead. Physical properties of metals. Okay, now we are going to see the physical properties of the metal, the appearance, what we can do with that. Okay, so the physical properties of metal, physically how they look, what they can undergo. Okay, if they are beaten into thin sheet, what it can be done. Okay, many things we are going to see in the physical properties of the metals. So all the metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, they are good conductor of heat and electricity, means they allow heat and electricity to pass through them. Okay, therefore cooking utensils and irons are made up of metals, as they are good conductor of heat, they allow heat to pass through them. Okay, you have seen, no, cooking utensils, they are made up of the metals because they are good conductor of heat, they allow heat to pass through them. So the utensil is heated, and whatever is kept in that utensils, it's get cooked up by the process of heating. Ductility is the ability of the material to be stretched into wire. Okay, metals, they undergo ductility, they are ductile because they can undergo to be stretched and undergo into a wire. Okay, they can be coiled like wire. Okay, this ability allows metals to be drawn into wires and coupled with their durability. Okay, because they are durable, they are long lasting. Okay, so that's why metals are used in the wires, because they undergo ductility, they are ductile, they undergo in they are stretched and they undergo into a wire. Okay, find applications as cable wires, and for soldering purposes also this is used. Because metals can be drawn into wires, we can say that the metals are ductile. Okay, so the property of the metal by which it can be drawn into wires is called ductility. Okay, therefore metals are also known as ductiles. I hope these properties are clear to you. Let us move ahead. Malleability is the another physical property of the metals. Malleability is the property of substances which allows them to be beaten into flat, thin sheets. Okay, malleability is the property of the substances in which the substances are beaten and they are converted into thin sheet. That process is known as malleability. Beating metals, that process is known as malleability. Beating the metals and they are getting converted into flat, thin sheets, that process is known as malleability. Aluminium sheets are used in the manufacturing of aircrafts because of their light weighted and strength. Okay, aluminium is a metal. Okay, it is converted into thin sheet and is used in the manufacturing of the aircrafts because of their light weight and the strength. Okay, many of us use aluminium foil paper, right? That is also a metal. Okay, that aluminium, it is converted into thin sheet. Okay, and it is also used to in our day-to-day life. Many of us have seen aluminium foil paper. Okay, usually when we are going out, okay, so what we are doing, we are keeping our food in that, so it remains hot for some time. Okay, so as you can see, other metal sheets are used in automobile industries also for making utensils, okay, etc., and many more things. Therefore, metals are malleable. Okay, they have the property of malleability, so metals are malleable. They get converted into thin sheet when they are beaten. Okay, metals are sonorous because it produces a deep or ringing sound when struck with another hard objects. Okay, metals, they are sonorous. As you know, if metals get stuck with another hard substance, it produces some ringing sound. Okay, so that is why metals are sonorous. Usually all the metals have a shiny appearance, but these metals can also be polished to have a shiny appearance. Okay, as you all know that metals are shiny appearance, but after some time that shine is gone. But again, if we will polish that then it is again a shiny substance. Okay, so I hope this physical properties of metals is clear to you. Let us understand the property of malleability and the sonorous property of metals with a video. So here is the process by which silver is beaten into a thin sheet and how it is used. As you can see, the silver, it is beaten into a thin sheet. Okay, see here is the process of beating process of silver into a thin sheet. Okay, just after that how it is seen. Okay, once it is beaten, you can see how it is seen. See how it is removed. Okay, that silver, see how it is removed. Now this silver, it is used to stick in the sweets. Okay, as you can see here in this video, see how it is sticked. Here is the example of sonorous sound of metal. Let us begin with the physical properties of non-metals. So, ductility is the property of metal to be stretched into wires, but non-metals are non-ductile except for carbon, as carbon fibers find uses in the wide variety of industries, including the sports and the music equipments too. Okay, another property characteristics to metal is absent in the non-metals, that is the malleability. It is also absent here. It is absent here in the non-metals. They can't be drawn into sheets as they are brittle and they can be break while applying pressure. Okay, they are not lustrous as they do not have any shiny appearance. Non-metals, they don't have any shiny appearance, so they even lack the luster. They are not sonorous. Okay, non-metals, they are not sonorous. They don't produce any ringing sound when they are heated. Okay, they are also bad conductor of heat and electricity except the graphite. The only non-metal that is the good conductor of the heat, that is the graphite. Other all non-metals are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, these non-metals, they lack ductility, even they lack malleability, even they lack the lustrous thing, and they are non-sonorous. Okay, so I hope the physical properties of non-metals and metals is clear to you. So with this, I have ended this video. I hope you have understood what is there in this video. So my dear students, I will be back with another new video, the next part of this chapter. And my dear students, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying. See you all soon. Bye-bye.